Good evening, everyone. I'm Jean-Claude at Beyond Mystic, and welcome to tonight's Beyond the News. We are breaking news with Janine. You can find her work, as always, at tarotbyjanine.com and also on the Academy. Janine, welcome back to the show. How are you?
Hi, Jean-Claude. Hi, everybody. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. You and I recorded the viewer question show earlier today. Both of us did not sleep well yesterday, so we're kind of like low on energy. I was hoping to take a nap in between, but I really couldn't fall asleep. Still wired energy from last night. Didn't sleep last night. I don't know if it was a full moon. Did you get a chance to sleep a little bit in the afternoon and catch up on maybe on the jet lag also coming back from Korea? How are you doing?
Yeah, I had a strange nap that felt like it was going on for hours, but it was only about 15 minutes when I actually looked at the clock. So I was like, wow, I just fell into a time loop or something.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. And last night, do you think it was more the moon or something else bothering you? The jet
Well,
lag.
no, it was probably more jet lag, just getting over it. I just
Yeah.
couldn't sleep till really late, and that's not like me. I'm an early to bedder, so I was like up till about 1 or 2 watching the latest thing I'm watching. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you need to sleep well tonight because
Mhm.
tomorrow is a big day, Janine.
Yeah, it is a big day for me.
So, folks, please join me, of course, in wishing Janine a very beautiful, happy birthday for tomorrow. Janine, all the love, health, and prosperity to you. Hope you have a great day. Do you have anything planned so far?
Well, I had made some plans to go to an art opening, but then I was told that there was a surprise birthday dinner coming my way. So apparently, my daughter and her husband are making me dinner and bringing it to where I live here.
Oh, wow.
So that's fun. And then other people are joining in. So yeah, I ruined the surprise because I was like threatening to go do
To
something
do
else.
something, and you're like, no.
Yeah, they're like, no,
They're like,
stay
you
home.
can't do that. You're like, why? I want to do that. You're
Yeah,
just messing with them. I love it.
yeah,
All right. Well, keep us posted on if you want to post pictures tomorrow. I'll share them also on social media. And
okay,
thank you everyone for the beautiful birthday wishes in the live
yeah.
chat for Janine. Okay, I want to start with this. Trump posted the other day, and we kind of talked about it earlier in the show. See if we can find it. He seems to be trolling, of course. He's talking about Q there in his post, but
Mhm.
this is the kicker here. The storm is coming. Nothing can stop what is coming. That was from his Truth Social account. Um, very much looks like it. I mean, you and I have dedicated, I guess, a month and a half now on many decodes having to do with the fact that we seem to be on this time clock. We're accelerating to a deadline of sorts, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
So I've done all the wacky woos, also bringing other people's points of view and all of this. Also suggesting that we are indeed on this accelerated path here to something. Everything, including the kitchen sink, perhaps also happening here, maybe before July. I'm not sure of the date yet, but we know we're on this track of accelerated events. So, oh, I can't see your card deck. Hold on. Let me see if I can get back. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay, there you go. Why don't we start with the 7 card pull with respect to the storm is coming, nothing can stop what is coming. This has been a nebulous target over the last number of years. We've pulled on this many times, both in terms of timing, but also in terms of scope. Remember, sometimes the cards were leading more financial, sometimes they were leading more towards justice, sometimes they were leading more towards the war and the military actions or ETs. Let's see the general direction of the storm and also the timing, if we can pull all of that in a 7 card pull. Take your time here. This is in a new deck. Oh, that's the one
Yeah.
you were using in Korea for the
Yeah.
David Woodcock pull. Yeah.
Yeah. I got this one in Vancouver, this deck.
Okay. You had just bought it before you went to Korea?
Yeah, I
You bought
just
it.
bought it
Oh,
before.
I wasn't sure about your message at the time. If you had bought it in Korea or on the route to Korea.
Yeah, en route. Koreans really like card readers and card readings. Like if they had an interpreter, I probably could have done a few cards for people that were close to the family we were hanging out with. But
Yeah, that'd be cool.
yeah, we never got around to it. But wow. So let me know in the comments, guys, what you think of this, the black and white. It's the usual deck, but in black and white. I just
So
thought.
I gotta tell you, from my perspective, they're harder to read from this angle.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, with the colors, our eyes, oh, that's that card, that card. We see the patterns here. There's no pattern, so we really have to zoom in. So it's a little bit harder for people maybe with visual issues.
We'll start here. We'll look at this, and then I'll switch it up to my other one.
Yeah, because I can't bring your card deck. I can't zoom in on it. Yeah, people are saying they don't like the black and white.
Okay, I can use the other deck right now.
But hold on. You've already pulled on this. Let's read it, but then we'll move to the other deck for the rest of the show. Okay, let's do that. Yeah.
I was just going to reshuffle with the other deck, but yeah, that'll work. Okay, so we've got the Six of Pentacles here. So in the past, things have gone according to plan, according to this card. So a lot of people thinking things went off track with the Trump team, thinking Trump turned into a baddie, all kinds of funny stories out there about weird stuff going on. And I'm not seeing it. That card says things are going according to plan in this crazy scenario we're all in together. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then here we've got the Magician. So thicken the movie here. Certainly with that recent shooting at the White House dinner, also with the King and Queen visit. Going to use a lot of quotations, right? So thicken the theater still, and that's in the now, okay? And really, like, in fact, the psyops are coming fast and hard and absolutely too obvious almost to be believed. And here we've got the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords stops everything, and it's like a waiting. You're in limbo with this, or you don't want to know. I feel like things are going to be so obvious that if you're not seeing it at this point, you literally are just in avoidance. Mm-hmm. Like that's how crazy things are going to get. So it's going to, I think, even accelerate in crazy here. Here's the hidden influence, the Hanged Man. So they're hanging people up like humans or humanity upside down to see things from a different perspective. So they're really trying to slow things down and show you right in your face what's actually going on. Like this card, it puts you, it's difficult. It's even hard to watch, especially as truthers, what's going on because it's so obvious. It's almost painful. But this card puts you in a difficult situation. You choose to do that so you can become enlightened, or somebody can become enlightened through the experience. And that's the hidden influence. So I think they're trying to enlighten humanity here. I really feel like that's the overview. Here we've got the 10. This is all of humanity, that 10 card, and stress. So a big stressful moment is coming for all of humanity, not just for truthers, not just for normies, everybody. I think everybody's going to be affected by some events coming, and those are incoming. And it even looks stressful to those creating the scenarios, or maybe in charge of the movie. I feel like we're right at a stress point where things are going to get so stressful for everybody that they're needing to manage this very carefully, because they want it to go a certain way, but they have to be very careful that they manage it. So there's a lot of management going on. I feel like I can feel that. Like there's a lot of like they're really preempting things, even with that last psyop with the shooting. Okay, they managed it. I watched it from the beginning when it was just building and they were going to the dinner. It as much as told you there was going to be a shooting at the dinner and told you what to look for. It was so well managed that really you'd have to be a fool not to notice this was a psyop. Yeah, it was like, are you kidding? Yeah, it was hard to watch even because it was so obvious. And now we've got, like, this is an infighting card. I think we're going to see a lot of infighting again. You know how that a big rash of infighting happened just recently with all the old time, long time, like people with channels that have been Trump lovers, and all of a sudden they're like Tucker Carlson. He went from way at the beginning. People are telling me, I didn't know this, but he didn't like Trump way back. Then it looked like he was on Trump, team Trump and into the white hats and all of that. And then all of a sudden he was against Trump. And I don't even know where it stands now. I haven't been paying attention to what he's saying. Candace Owens, same thing. So they're doing these big swoops. And I feel like we're going to see more of that. We're going to see more of sort of a sorting out of who's on Team Trump, who's not on Team. And when I say that, I mean the brand. I'm not talking about actual Trump, right? I mean, some people think we're talking about actual Trump, but I'm talking about the brand. Okay, so here we've got the 5. How did you phrase your question again? Because this is the overview. I just want to.
Yeah, we have to go back to that poster that Trump put out. The storm is coming. Nothing can stop us coming. Or the storm. Oh, let me just reread that. Let me make sure I have the exact words and parse that. Yeah, the storm is coming. Not the storm is upon us. The storm is coming. Nothing can stop what's coming. And of course, the letter Q was in there and aggravating a lot of people. Yeah. So the question was, we've pulled on this many times before. What was the nature of the storm? Military, banking, political, UFOs, all of the above, and also the timing of it.
Okay, so it feels like it's psyop-y. So it could be all of those things, but none of them are real. So the storm they might be talking about there is we're in a psyop loop or something. So more things thrown at us that are really obvious that need decoding. It's kind of that kind of storm. So it's like we're sitting in this painful, we have to watch. And maybe they're making us watch because it's crucial to undo spells. Maybe you have to do the ritual of unspelling them.
Maybe.
Kind of like what I was getting around what was happening with the king and queen coming to visit. The like sort of like taking a part of an old, the maritime law, like taking back the US into maybe common law. That's a potential of what's going on with that. And maybe they're undoing some of those things. So it's that kind of work. Maybe that's the storm he's talking about. And then financial comes to mind with 4 financial cards. So the pentacle cards could be financial. Setbacks financially, and all of it, we will rebuild financially, but it'll look like a setback at first. So that also could be a nod to financial setbacks coming.
Okay. The second part of my question was timing. Do you have an idea here of the storm hitting us?
Well, those are full-on summer cards. These two are a married couple. Interesting. Yeah, it is. You're right. It is hard to see the cards. We've got the Empress and the Emperor. Hang on.
Both Janine and I are getting interruptions during the live show here. Pardon, folks. Okay.
Yeah, so we got the Empress.
Sorry for apologizing if you guys want the show today. Janine and I were having some fun. Okay, keep going, Janine. Sorry.
Yeah, so these two are a mated pair in the tarot, and it's interesting that they're showing up for timing. I'd say midsummer, July, August.
Brings us into that timing again. Okay. All right. Time to switch decks, Janine.
We're going to switch.
Like the deck.
Okay, we got the no on that. All right.
Yeah.
I thought it would pop out, but it's not.
No.
Yeah, I got my.
It's surprising. It's a huge difference.
Yeah. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
That's how I get mine ready. I just clack it out a little. Sorry if that's noisy.
Is that a new deck also?
No. It's fairly new, but it's I've used it a couple times already.
Yeah. It still looks crispy, is what I meant.
Yeah, it's crispy for sure.
Yeah.
I like my cards crispy.
Yeah.
I go through a lot of decks.
I like my Krispy Kreme. You guys in the States have good Krispy Kreme donut shops. There's a few here in Canada, but they're far away and few between. It's probably a good thing because I would eat them more than I should. Okay, Nathan, let me take this question. They haven't spoken about David Wilcock yet, I'm guessing. That would be good. Well, I've done 2 or 3 shows on that subject already. You can find them on Rumble. We did one show where we were supposed to have Janine live, but we couldn't connect while she was in Korea. So she had sent us a visual of the poll with her verbal description that I read for you out loud. That being said, Janine and I went through this again. Was that on the Monday show? Yeah, probably on the Monday pay-per-view. It might have been the Wednesday show, actually. And we've isolated a 30-minute clip because we looked at that in more detail. I know that Janine also did something on her World News. Was it World News or the Quick Draw?
It was World News on
TBJ?
TBJ website.
Okay. And Nathan, there's more. So that segment that we did for pay-per-view the other day, I've instructed Coco to isolate it and to come and publish it here on Rumble on YouTube also. So that's coming up maybe tomorrow or the day after. So we won't spend the time tonight to go through it, but that whole clip of 30 minutes is coming in also. Again, just check the schedule. You'll see that probably Saturday or Sunday at the latest. It'll be up for you guys as well. Okay. I was talking about Krispy Kremes. Why? What were we talking about?
Crispy cards.
Crispy cards and Krispy Kreme donuts. Okay. Yeah. So next up, you just mentioned this in the card poll, so I'm going to go here. You were detailing these infighting. So massive bombshell, former U.S. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene explicitly confirms Donald Trump was forced to make a secret deal with the Zionist lobby to become president. She exposes how the Trump administration is completely held captive by Bibi. I don't need to play the clip. Well, do you want to play the clip? You want to parse it? Oh, it's just 1 minute. Actually, let's parse her words carefully here, and then we'll look at the cards on that one. Ties into that first poll of the infighting. It's not to say that it's true or it's not a narrative, or we'll get into that in just a moment. But let me get the audio up here for you guys as well. Okay, let's play the clip.
We're not hearing it.
You don't hear that?
No.
Okay, hold on. Sorry, folks. I'm doing this live. No, that should work. Let's try this again. Okay.
To be really clear, this is something that is my own conclusion. To become president of the United States, there's deals that have to be made. Otherwise, you aren't allowed to have that power. And you can go president by president throughout time, and especially throughout our lifetimes. And you can look at every single president and look at their career and the decisions that they made. And you can very quickly see that they made their deal to support Israel at all times. Why does the United States of America do that for one foreign country? It makes absolutely no sense. We don't do that for any other foreign country. No other government on earth does. Every single United States president, the vast majority of members of Congress, completely pledge their allegiance. Governors too, we have to include governors and state elected officials. They pledge their complete allegiance to the government of Israel and their purpose and their protection and whatever endeavor they decide to pursue, whether it's right or wrong, whether it helps America or even if it hurts America, they still pledge their full allegiance. They make that deal. And Tucker, I don't care what anybody thinks about me, but I believe that Trump had to make a deal like this in order to become president.
Okay. She lays that out pretty clear. Do you want to do a poll on this, Jane?
Yep. So how are we asking it?
Did he?
Did
he in fact have to? Some type of a handshake with the devil? Many suspect it. Maybe it's a handshake and it's going to be a betrayal in the end. I don't know. Let's do a poll. But again, here, it's not just the president, as she says. Lots of members of Congress openly support. In the states also, the governors also support Israel in the same way. I know a lot of people in Canada here too who have the exact same attitude in politics. Why is that?
Okay, so it looks like he might have faked them out that he was making a deal. See that 2 of Pentacles? Double agent, two-faced, playing two sides. Okay, and to look like he's on board.
Yeah.
Interesting. So he might have gone in with that. It looks like something's ending for good. So they already started ending something, maybe ending this practice for good, already started ending it for good with that card in the background. And now we've got the Lovers. So this card can even be about where Israel and what was that group that they were talking about, where everybody has to make deals with, has already capitulated. So in the meantime, they've got the upper hand and capitulated them. So they might have done it and then over time capitulated them with information. Yeah, they brought information that they had on that group that this woman's talking about and capitulated them by getting in the door with Trump, faking them out. So he's a double agent kind of thing.
Well, you kind of got that again just recently when we looked at Melania Trump's speech on the whole not Epstein's girlfriend thing. And Trump pretending that she had gone rogue with that. Of course, he would have had to pretend she gone rogue if, that was the actual play. So that's very interesting. Okay. But does the infighting, don't move the cards. Does this infighting, as we're seeing, is that part of the script? Is she actually on script doing what she's actually supposed to do for the White Hats by doing, because people are calling her a snake in the comments. First of all, I don't accept those comments. She's allowed to have her opinion just like everybody else. Now, is she doing that on script? What's going on there?
She's part of the movie.
Yeah.
She's part of the movie.
Yeah.
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 Well, she's given a script. Yeah.
It's going to be hard to tell at the end who's the actual hero and who are the bad guys, because a lot of people over the last number of years have had to wear the hat of the bad guys, knowing that in fact they're not bad guys, but they, they're playing that movie till the end there. So, I'm not saying that it's the case either way with Marjorie, but it's not as black and white as we think, is what I'm saying. It is complicated. Okay, I'm happy with that. Paul, Janine, thank you for that.
Yep.
Next up. Okay, so let's go to this. Can we play this one? I'll play this one here too. We kind of talked about it yesterday, but I want to go a little bit further with what Stephen Greer just came out with today. But this is Trump announcing again. He does that a lot. He announces stuff and then it doesn't get done, and then he announces it again, announcing that UFO files are going to be released in the near future. Okay, quote unquote. Still nothing much more there, but let's parse the words here too. Oh, hold on. If we can get to that tab. This should work.
Releasing as much as we can in the near future for some reason, and I guess it's just a reason that's been in the minds of people for a long time, and that in such, they want to find out about the UFOs and anything having to do with UFO or related material, and we're going to be releasing a lot of things that we have, and I think some of it's going to be very interesting to people. I've interviewed people, my first term primarily, but I interviewed some pilots, very solid people, and they said they saw things that you wouldn't believe. So you're going to be reading about it, yes.
So you're going to be reading about it. So same speech he gave a while back. The Pentagon had missed the deadline already, so he's announcing it again. So it's hard to stay excited. He's announced the Epstein list being released a long time ago, quite a few times, still not there. But yet I'm cautiously optimistic that there's something else happening here. And it's with this little picture in the box in front of him. As far as I understood, from what I've seen, and correct me if I'm wrong, you guys might have seen it on a different channel or replayed something else. I didn't hear any media ask him about this box and the content in front of him, which is inside the box. Apparently, that is a energy reactor that is a design that is going to be launched by NASA in 2028. That's what I got. Let me see if I can find the exact words for that, because this is going to get us into the weeds here. Well, let me see if I can find it. According to NASA, based on announcements in March 2026, the Space Reactor 1, SR1 Freedom, that's supposedly that thing in the box, is planned for launch in December 2028. So 2.5+ years from now. Okay? You got that, folks? Janine and I just freaked out yesterday when I saw this, because when I saw this box, I immediately said, I've seen this before. And I've seen this like 15, 20 years ago, this exact shape. So I think Trump here is not saying that we're going to, yes, he's re-announcing the UFO files, but he's also calling out NASA as liars by putting this up here, and hopefully people paying attention to what this is. So now let me go to a post I did earlier today, or actually last night, which is this. See if we can find the page. There you go. That image here on the right, to me, looks suspiciously like this image here that was captured by John Leonard Walson in 2008. This was the guy that inverted like lenses and telescopes and was taking crazy cool pictures of spacecraft in our orbit. And you know those guys who are trained to view pixels and determine the shapes? Those guys who fly military drones from office spaces in Washington, D.C. that are fighting in a war zone. They have these screens, and they train their brain to look at pixels to identify, oh, those 3 pixels there, oh, that's a car, or that's a pixelated person, or whatever. When you look at this image, to me, using that same mindset and training of understanding how the eyes recognize objects, look at this. So you have the fatter square portion in the back. You got that in the back here. Then you have a larger section right here that looks to be like this solar panel here, right? And then if you go all the way to the front, it's very thin. And then in the front, there's a thicker portion here. Just like here in that picture, there's a thicker portion. Isn't that crazy? So it looks like Trump is basically, by putting it out there, kind of going with the NASA people. Oh yeah, they're announcing this space reactor is going to come in 2028. But yet, it's for anybody watching who paid attention to John Leonard Walson's work, and I hope he saw my tweet, because I tweeted him on this too. Isn't that crazy? So is Trump here in a way kind of outing NASA for the lies? Has this thing been in orbit since perhaps as early as 2008, Janine? Is that nuts?
It is a good find. Yeah, that's a good. There's a soft yes card.
Okay.
So that's part of what he's doing. And also ending a lot of facades. So a lot of things, illusions and delusional thinking could come to an end. This card's a facade card. Well, all of NASA I got years ago before I ever thought this to be true. Somebody asked me a long time ago when I was just getting into YouTubing, is NASA real? And I was like, oh, what a weird question. Of course it's real. And I do the cards, and it was all fake according to the cards. And I couldn't believe I was saying it. It's like, wow, it's all fake. Yeah. So it's going to end a lot of illusions. Not to say they don't travel, not to say they don't go in space. They use it for black ops. And so I've further looked into it over the years. And what I've come to, like a combination of all the readings, would say NASA is used to hide what they're really doing, whatever that is. And they use all the money for other projects that they never tell you about.
Right. This is the MIT Technology Review. NASA is building the first nuclear reactor powered interplanetary spacecraft. How will it work? It's supposed to launch in 2028. Again, if you look at that picture from John Walson, looks like it already exists. Janine?
So this card's like, so it's this is long in the tooth kind of card, right? We're long in the tooth to know this information. Yeah, so he's preparing us for knowing the truth about these things by putting that on his desk for sure.
Man, I wish I was a reporter and said, are you, Mr. President, are you tipping your hat to John Leonard Walson?
Yeah. You should be in there asking the questions.
Wouldn't that be funny?
Yeah.
I would probably get myself in trouble, though, and become a missing scientist.
Yeah.
Although I'm not a scientist.
Right.
Okay, so the second part of that. So now we have to play a clip from Stephen Greer. Let me go back to this one. And I don't know if this is an older clip, because he said this before around December So maybe, yeah, in December of 2025, or was it during the when was the attack on Trump Tower with the Tesla car? Was that December 2024? I think so. That's a
Oh
long time
man,
ago.
yeah, that long
Yeah.
ago? Yeah.
Yeah.
Does seem like it was. Yeah.
So at that time, Greer had said that there was maybe some Green Berets or some military people that might be forcing disclosure. So he said this before. In this clip I'm about to play, he's saying the same thing. I'm just not sure if this is a more recent clip. Shadow of Ezra just posted it, or if it's an old one that is coming back and making the rounds. But I'll probably remember as soon as I start playing the audio again here. Let me just bring that up for you guys. So let's play this. So this is not Shadow of Ezra, Shadow Intel. UFO expert Stephen Greer warns that rogue actors inside the government are now on the verge of staging a fake alien invasion across the entire planet. He says the operation would be so advanced it could easily deceive most of the world, including top government officials. So let's play this clip. Oh my God. There you go.
Be this what Werner von Braun warned about on his deathbed. He said, he said, we are going to hoax an alien attack on the planet. It's all a lie, but it will trick and fool almost everyone. In a minute, they could stage this and it would fool. Well, it had. I mean, look at what they've been doing for decades, fooling everyone. Everyone.
Okay. This is still an older clip. He might have repeated it recently, but I remember saying him saying this almost verbatim, unless he's repeating exactly the same thing. Nonetheless, let's take another poll on this right now. Are aspects, how did he point it? Who's behind this? Rogue actors inside the government are currently, do we have rogue actors inside the government on the verge of staging a false alien invasion across the entire planet? Let's pull on that.
Nope, that one wants to be on top.
All right.
That does look like something they're going to try to pull. I wouldn't say they're 100% going to get away with it. So I feel like they're going to try to pull something like that. I get that the main people that'll like, so what they do pull off is going to be mainly fooling mainstream people that are not in this community. I feel like the people in this community have been well informed enough and or have been hearing this enough that we'll be able to pick what's real and what isn't. So that's interesting. But I feel like I don't think it's fully what that guy's saying at this point, because so many people have been prepared for it. And I feel like all of this educating us it's like, oh, we're watching PsyOps. We'll know one when we see one. Okay. But a lot of people won't. So I feel like at this point, it'll be the people that haven't been watching videos like this that get fooled.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are going to be fooled, and we're going to keep watching for the real stuff, because I feel like it'll be a combination of real stuff coming out and fake alien invasion. So they're going to be a version of what he's saying, but not to the extent at this point, because it's been prepped for so long and it's been out in the public. So a lot of people won't be fooled, but a lot will be fooled.
Okay. Speaking of PsyOps, I found her. Remember the show yesterday?
Yeah.
So on the right, Butler, PA, right? First assassination attempt. The Secret Service lady who couldn't holster her weapon. The DEI hire. We saw pictures of her at this event at the correspondent dinner. And I wasn't sure from that angle, and I was trying to find her from different angles to make sure that the carpet matched, that she was in fact at that location. And so the debate we were having yesterday, I was like, this pattern is a little bit smaller here than it was in the main ballroom. So I wasn't sure because I don't know the location. I have never been there in person, but I just found it. So, hold on, where is it? I was just there. Is it this one?
Yeah.
Hold on. There you go.
We're getting inside how you spend your day, Jean-Claude.
No wonder I'm not sleeping.
I'm kidding.
So this is purportedly some crazy video behind the scenes here at the White House Correspondent Dinner. And there's that small pattern there, that small check pattern. Because I was looking at this one, remember? I'm like, oh, there's a smaller one. Anyways, I think it's her. So let's play the clip. I'll have to slow it down at some point here. You're going to see the purported assailant kind of run through here and through this zone. And it looks like these guys are going to shoot at him. And then something happens off camera here. And then there's a slew of people coming in through those doors. So let me play that. I'll try to pause it there. It's going to happen really fast here. So there you go. And that guy has a... Hold on. Am I in the right time spot? Okay, so it's after they bring this thing down. Hold on. I'll get it. There you go. See? Guy with a rifle. This guy looks like he shot. Those guys are shooting. And then, there you go. That's her right there. It looks like her. I think it's her. And if it's not her there, then it's definitely that carpet. It's back. So, again, Janine and I were having this conversation yesterday. We made so much of the fact that this person could even holster their weapon and they're supposed to be on the president's security detail in Butler. There's no way she's again on the security detail unless this is a big psyop. I mean, that's my personal opinion. Janine, your thoughts?
I think they're putting her in there just for you to notice.
Yeah.
Like we're doing all kinds of things like that. If you really they must be having even a little fun in the background. And when I looked at it, it looked like part of this was actually for our entertainment for those who have been watching.
Yeah.
It literally looked like the white hats are having a little fun here. Like that whole thing was pretty hilarious, really.
Yeah. So that's that little pattern on the carpet there. And that definitely looks like her. She's back. Who was it yesterday in the live chat? Because I mentioned, I said, typically, like your security detail or your close protection team, they're supposed to be taller than the primary, right? To catch all the bullets. And somebody in the chat says, well, she's wide enough to catch quite a few bullets. So like, yeah, she seems to be mobile there, kind of running, but still not the epitome of health that you would expect, for the president's security detail. Anyways, it's just another indication that there's something very, very wrong with this whole story. So although I've spent a lot of time trying to bring that to you guys, please, folks, don't spend too much time on this. It's clearly a waste of time. Just go work in a garden or play outside with your dog. It'll be much more rejuvenating. Okay, I thought this was interesting. See if I can get to this tab. There's a lot on the slide deck here tonight. Okay, breaking news. Wall Street Journal reports the Rothschild family could be on the verge of extinction due to being named on the Epstein files. Interesting. I was watching a documentary. I don't know if I showed it to you a couple of days ago. And it was describing how in the 1800s, mid-1800s, so let's say 1815 to 1875, let's say that kind of time frame, a lot of these big royal families and elite families in Europe started changing their names. It was no longer popular to have the name because of the wealth attached to it, and there was this big rebellion happening. So this is where I want to go with this question here. Are we on the verge now in 2020 to start seeing these huge elite families start disappearing in the woodwork, legally changing their names, moving their assets to other offshore accounts and all that stuff in order to try to preserve not just their life, but their wealth here, because basically their gig is up again, just as it was in the 1800s. And I'll try to find that documentary because I think you guys would love it. Let's see if I can find it on my YouTube. I'll bring you the link here in just a sec. So are we on the verge of something similar happening is what I'm asking, where big names have to disappear, change their names, move their wealth? Yeah,
it already started. It's already begun. And see that page of wands here? So that's the war kind of made that necessary. So some of them could just also be hiding from the war, right? Because there's a war on these characters.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you believe there's been roundups already in the background, there's a war on them. And if you believe there's been a war going on in the background, that's deep state is running from White Hat Alliance. Okay, so that's saying yes to this. There's truth to what you're saying with her. She's truth and integrity. And that 5 has something to do with war. So I feel like it's the war that's scaring them. There's a war on these guys. Yeah.
Mhm.
And a lot of them have secreted and secured a secrecy, or that's what they're trying to do anyway. Okay. But I'm pretty sure they'll be able to trace them. I got a feeling. Yeah. Some of them will be able to hide for a while, it looks like. Some of them have hidden.
So, okay.
Even underground, I think. I think some of them have hidden underground.
Already, eh?
Yeah.
Is there some off-world component also? I'm trying to grab a screenshot here of my history to show you 2 of those documentaries. I thought it was the same one, but it's actually 2.
I wonder if they're off-world, like we might have seen some with 2. This could be a yes with 2 major arcanas.
Okay.
But the first one was Judgment, which could be like, so that was a plan of theirs, but possibly their money got grabbed first.
In 1850.
Okay.
So a lot of their wealth was taken, which maybe caused them not to be able to pay their way off world, and we don't know what wealth means. Like maybe they trade, who knows what do they trade to off worlders to leave through those portals? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is they've been trading that would be considered wealth was stopped with this card first, so that literally it was that card and then this one.
Yeah.
This is just the way I laid it down. And so if you read it that way, it's like that would have been like they wanted to go off world, but I think a lot of them got stopped, blocked, and or they weren't able to because they didn't have the resources.
Well, yeah, because in the documentary it says that quite a few who didn't read the room or didn't do this fast enough disappeared. Like those family lines kind of ended there. Whereas the one that were able to do that, they kind of reinvented themselves into the new power elites that we have today that just all of a sudden appeared at the same time here on the planet. Okay. So let me go to the slide. The Buried Record is a YouTube channel. Okay. The first one was the richest families on earth all appeared at the same time, right after the old war. And then the second one was the Romanovs, the Windsors, and the Habsburgs all changed their names. So if you're in the Insider Access Pass-Through, I just brought you both links down in the live chat. And I'll do that here also on Rumble. So let me get those in here as well. Can I pull like this? Will that work? Okay, so that's the first one. They have a link there. And I'll try to grab the second one for you guys. Really worth watching. I thought it was good. Good history there. And again, it's kind of a playbook as to what's happening now. So it kind of makes sense for us to pay attention to this so that they don't have any place to hide, as somebody was just saying in the live chat. So there you go. You'll see the 2 links now in the live chat on Rumble also. Okay. And if Coco's watching, maybe she'll be able to put both these 2 links in the description box below the video as well, if you guys are looking for that after. Okay. Where do we go from here, Janine? Let me go back. So we looked at this, yes. Okay, so we have to go back to the dead scientist stuff. Again, there's a new episode on the whole David Wilcock thing coming up in a couple of days, so stay tuned for that. And now there's this one here. Let's see if I can get to that screen. This one. So okay, let me play the clip. Again, Mr. Trump, let's parse his words.
There's all these missing scientists who have access to classified material. A bunch of them have turned up they're either missing or they have turned up dead. Have you been briefed yet about whether or not these cases are connected?
Yeah, I have.
And can you tell us if they are connected?
Well, so far, I mean, they're individual. We have a lot of scientists. So when you see, you put together 10, it's a lot, but it's, a very small number compared to what overall, we have a lot of scientists. I was asking that question, thousands, hundreds of thousands of scientists. So, some of them that we looked at are very sad cases in some cases. Some were sick. Some left this earth self-inflicted. Some had other things. So far, there's not a major, there's sometimes a little bit of a connection anyway, and you say, oh, this is a terrible thing. But so far, we're finding that not much of a connection. We'll let you know. We're going to be doing a full report. It was very.
That seems like these are not the droids you're looking for. There's no connection, or very little connection. He does say that some were sick and that some might have offed themselves, and there's a connection in the sense that it's sad that scientists are disappearing, but there's not much of a connection between them, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
So a few people are saying, what the fuck kind of answer is that? Murdoch, yeah, I had the same reaction when I saw that. So now let's put that in contrast to the other day. President Charles vows to look into 10 scientists who have gone missing and turned up dead. He says, I hope it's random, but we're going to know next week and a half. Okay, I just left a meeting on the subject matter. But he said he's been briefed since then. So that was April 16. And he's saying there's no connection. So it feels like we didn't get the gaslight just yet, but we're about to get the gaslight, kind of like, stop talking about Epstein. Stop talking about the dead scientists. So have they, or are they on the verge of reversing track, and these are not the droids you're looking for? We're not going to hear any more about these missing scientists, Janine? Have they decided to not get into that narrative here?
Right. Do you want my take on the missing scientists?
Yes. Yeah.
I get that a lot of them were scooped up to be utilized by the White Hat Alliance. So we're not going to get a straight answer on that.
And by the way, Dick Allgaier didn't tell me much, but they looked at this also, and they were told to stop looking at it. Go watch the episode from last Sunday.
Yep.
And he and his team took that warning very seriously. So he didn't say why, and I didn't ask further, but he said it definitely was for the protection of the remote viewers working under the future forecasting group to not look into this.
Yeah.
So now my question is, so there's that. Guys, you can take that pick it as read or as said, or go watch Dick Allgaier's video. You'll have it from the horse's mouth. Now, Trump here Monday is going to look into it, and the other day he's on the verge of telling us there's no connection. These are not the droids you're looking for. Stop talking about Epstein. It seems he's about to do that move, the pivot to where this is a no story and we're not looking into this more. Is that what's happening? Or are they trial ballooning to see if we're going to forget and move on to something else? And that's why he's tippy-toeing with this weird, convoluted answer. What's going on, Janine? I think they're moving away from trying to put their focus to something else right now. That's what it looked like from that clip.
Yeah, that's what I think they're doing too.
Okay.
So he's being cagey because they don't want you to know the truth. They don't want you looking into it, and they want you to just go away. Because they're doing stuff, they're using these guys. These people aren't passed over, and most of them aren't. There might be one or two in there that something did really happen to them, but I got that most of the ones people were lumping together and saying, and like he did say, there are thousands of scientists. So, people gathered up 10 that look like, they just recently disappeared. I get that could be alarming, but
this guy is interesting though in this whole story. I didn't need 10 to perk my attention. Yeah. This guy perked my attention.
Yeah,
sure. Peaked, perked.
Yeah. They're putting them to work. They're utilizing their expertise and got them in the background working for the White Hat Alliance. So they had to disappear them.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them might even be swooped off, because not all of them is the same story, to hide them from threats.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm kind of weary to asking my supplementals just because of what Dick Algar said on the show. So I think we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
we'll leave it at that for now. Janine, already 50 minutes into the show. Holy shit, it goes quick. We have some cool prizes to give away. Let's see if we can get here first. This is a pyramid from Carla at Ascension Organites. Let's see if we can bring it up. A big thank you to you, Carla, for always giving these beautiful gifts for our audience members. Janine, do you have a question for this one for the audience?
That's a beauty.
Yeah.
Where was I? What country was I recently at a wedding and I just came back from?
Making it easy. Guys, if you go to ascensionorganites.com while we wait for the answers to populate, Uranus in Gemini Gateway Sale, the Gemini Pyramid and Shungite Pendant at 50% off. Check that out. That expires here on May 3rd. So a couple of days still left in this coupon code. So check it out. And also everything else on the site is you can get 10% off with coupon code Beyond Mystic in one word. So check that out at ascensionorganites.com. So Janine, let me go back to the live chat. Let me know when to start the feed.
Stop.
Texas Coyote, Korea. Congratulations. Beautiful dog. Very good. So Texas Coyote, if you go to beyondmystic.net, top of the page, just fill out the tech support form here. Let us know you're the winner, and we'll get Carla to send that beautiful pyramid out your way. And up next, we're giving away, I guess, a sample of these amazing new flower soaps here from floridianfarm.ca. Aren't these amazing as a gift for Mother's Day?
Gorgeous. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? What mom wouldn't want that? Like anybody, these are perfect gifts. I'm just so impressed. Like Janine does so many, she's so creative, and everything smells amazing.
I'm just imagining how those smell.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's funny because from time to time, Sarah and I go to dinner, sometimes at Enin's house, or we go to the restaurant with Jean and Aline, and they make so much soap that they smell like soap. You know what I mean? Like it's just their whole house smells like soap. It's their factory, and it's just amazing and soothing being around them. So, anyways, floridianfarm.ca, guys, if you want to check that out, there the coupon code is BM10. As you can see in the black here, there we go, BM10. We'll give you 10% off everything on the website there. And yes, we'll give away this to some audience members tonight. Let me go back to the bottom of the screen. I'll ask the question. I specified 2 dates in the 1800s. I gave you a time frame. I said mid 1800s to where all these families changed their names. I need the first date to the second date. If you guys were paying attention, this one's a little bit harder. And this, of course, has to do with those 2 documentaries that I was showing you here, where history seems to be repeating itself now, where people are leaving the scene, hiding their money, rebranding and renaming families here. Very interesting 2 documentaries you guys can go watch. While we wait for that to populate, Janine, you and I are just now here at the end of the month. We're about to record the WUFI. This is the financial forecast here for May. I'm still waiting on the time from Coco, but I think Saturday afternoon is what we got, or Sunday. So guys, check in the next couple of days here to schedule. Coco will have that up and ready for you here at beyondmystic.net. I'm going to be having Andy Scheckman back on the show. I believe he still has the silver at $215 under spot. Crazy price if you're looking for that. And if you've been paying attention just in the last week or so, something seems to be breaking in the background again. So we've had that scenario happen a couple of months ago. It kind of stabilized with all of these margin hikes and all these shenanigans they were playing. And now it feels like we're back to where we were that led up to this crisis here in the fall of last year, bringing us over triple-digit silver and perhaps beyond. So I'll have Andy back on that next week. In the meantime, if you're still looking for silver, please check out this form here on beyondmystic.net. Just fill it out and let Andy know what you guys are looking for. And they'll make that happen for you. And one last note. Let me see if we can get to the Academy page here too. Did I miss something? Shannon? No, I think that's good. We're all set there. Okay. So let me now go back to the Rumble feed. Yeah. Oh, people are paying attention, Jenny. It's pretty good. I'm surprised. Or maybe they're just copying other people who thought they had the right address, because sometimes people do that. They copy the wrong address. So let me know when to stop the feed, Janine.
Stop.
Okay. Cursor, Sassy. Okay, I love it. Sassy 1791. Congratulations. 1815 to 1875. Give or take, yeah. Those were the dates in the documentary. So Sassy, again, please send us an email at beyondmystic.net, and we'll have Aline sending you those amazing soaps. And for the rest of you, please check out blackandfarm.ca. The links are in the description box below. Not just this, but amazing, beautiful gifts there for Mother's Day coming up. And who knows, maybe you want to send Janine some flowers for her birthday. It would be the right place to go. All right, Janine, last look at the cards. What do you think? May, is it going to be crazy? Le mois de mai, le mois de Marie in French, we say, but how crazy is going to be the month of May here? Let's just do a Kachina next spread and see what we can expect here just around the corner.
Lots of developing and building on what's already been put out there. So the continuation of outing things and those psyops we were talking about in that big spread I did. So much has ended and been revealed to be falsified, and like I feel like a lot of people are not, even normies are starting to go, I'm just not believing anything anymore. It's like this, everything seems like it's suspect. And I did hear some people talking about that when I was in, not in Korea, but on the way when we had a stopover in Vancouver for a few days. Mm-hmm. And some people were discussing, and they didn't seem like truther types, but they were discussing just how everything doesn't make any sense in politics right now. Yeah. And I wanted to chime in, but we didn't have time. I would have got into it. And so my friend wisely pulled me away from the conversation.
Jenny, we don't have time for this.
Yeah, we didn't have time. No. Okay, so we've got that big judgment card in the middle. So I feel like a real mounting awareness, again, another level of normies coming in on the truth here. Mm-hmm. So the stuff gets so obvious that a whole lot more start to tune in. Okay, maybe some of those that are just talking about it now start figuring it out. They end up going to alternative media or just paying more attention maybe to what because there's so much information out there. If you want to know something, it's pretty easy to find some information on it. Yeah. And people that have been in denial, so there is still lots of people in denial, but I feel like we get a really big new chunk of people who just can't be in denial anymore. Also a big move financially, and something substantial around the financial market. We might be talking about silver here. We might be talking about getting to a solid ground on silver. We might be talking about a big move in the markets. I don't know what it is here, but there's big things around finances and truths and awarenesses about what's really going on financially. Yeah, wow. This is a real solid card where you get a solid truth and reality check on something financial, something we've been waiting for. So they might come out with that, like we might get a glimpse of that new bill with Donald Trump signing it. I don't know when he said he was going to do that. Like some big move in the finances in May, it looks like, where you get a real solid truth about what's going on financially.
Wow. Okay, well, we'll get even more details on that on the next WooFi financial forecast here for May, just in a couple of days. So guys, stay tuned for that. In the meantime, of course, please check in tomorrow. Elena and Astrid are going to be on together at 12 p.m. Eastern. Then the Coco Show at 1, of course. On a Saturday, Beyond Akashic with Alexandra at 1 p.m. And Sunday, of course, Beyond Astrid for the monthly astral forecast. Also, she's going to be looking a month forward ahead here for the month of May. You don't want to miss that. This was the breaking news beyond the news with the lovely Janine. I'm Jean-Claude. I love you guys. Have a great evening, and we'll see you again soon. Au revoir.
Au revoir.